So we're talking about the Alberta oil sands, land that may contain enough oil to last at least another 100 years. The tricky part, though, is how you extract that oil. And here's a little bit of a primer, if you will. The problem is the oil is buried and surrounded by rock and sand. And in order to get the oil out, you need to use a lot of water and a lot of natural gas to heat it to create steam. That steam then is injected into the muck, which helps the sand sink and the oil rise to the surface. It's an expensive process. And the technology that's currently used is to blame for the majority of the increase in greenhouse gases. Canada, of course, responsible for. Here we are in this booming economy in a community that comes with it, when you've got that kind of cash and a red-hot, superheated economy, significant social problems. Big bucks giving workers an opportunity to indulge perhaps in big vices. Well, as Gary Bobrovitz tells us, drug abuse tops that list.
It's the Battle of Alberta. Half the patrons in this sports bar support the Flames. The other half cheer for the Oilers. But all of these oil sands workers agree it's time to party. And for a growing number, that means drugs.
There's a lot of temptation. You got to realize any of these kids working out on site, they can't get away with the marijuana and the drugs that stay in the system because they do the drug testing on a random basis in the industry. So a lot of them, I think that cocaine is probably an easy way out because it leaves your body in a certain period of time, so you don't get the marijuana smokers like you do in BC. And
This is Fort McMurray's version of crack cul-de-sac in Calgary. These Newfoundlanders are getting high on cocaine. Workers from the rock, smoking rock. There may be plenty of drugs here in downtown Fort McMurray, but there are no payphones. That's because dealers were using them to score, so they were all taken out. That's how bad the problem is in this boomtown.
Well, it's definitely accessible. You know, it's out there, everyone knows it.
These teenage students say more and more of their friends are getting stoned. There are drugs in community high schools, and that has forced police to set up shop inside.
This year we just got a resource officer because of the drug problems in the school. As a teen, you do make a lot of money up here. You know, I was making $14 an hour at a part-time job, and that's good money. And also, there isn't really much to do up here.
it would be a worry for me if my children were to be here. I have boys that are 21 and 23, and as much as I raised them with morals and all that kind of stuff, I'm not sure that I would want them here because I don't know how easily they could be influenced.
Big money, fast life is the downside of a red-hot economy fired up by the oil sands.